Hey crypto gang, welcome to another Nanicrypto tutorial. You'll excuse I have a sore throat at the moment, but it's been probably a couple of months since my last video and I've had a lot of questions coming through my different social media accounts. So I thought I would try today. You'll excuse I'll need to be drinking water as I go along, so bear with me. But the trades don't stop. The market doesn't sleep, and as we know, crypto trading is 24/7. Now, today we are going to be looking at buy orders. So, as we know, Bitcoin's currently sitting at about 66.70, and there are a lot of coins out there. A few have hit bottom and seem to be turning around. A few seem to be hitting bottom and then kind of do a reversal. So one of the things that I've had a lot of questions about is I was following my method, and that method can be, for those of you who come from the #1 Bitcoin group in the world, and for Brandon Kelly's followers, we all follow the boss method. And if you've been following that method, you would think that the energy that's been coming through to the token or the coin that you're looking at should, in theory, continue. However, I have found a nice little trick that I've learned from watching the Node Investor videos, and that is that when you're going to set up your buy order, so as we know, obviously with the different time frames, and people, some people are awake and other people sleeping while others are trading, we have found situations where you want to set up a buy for a coin, however you haven't been awake when you wanted that to be expedited, or the other situation when that might happen is if we have a coin and we're waiting for it to reach a certain price and we're not going to buy until it does that. Excuse me. So what we're going to do today is we're going to have a look at those two scenarios. I will be showing you how to do that in Binance for all of you guys who are running Binance. Probably, other exchanges like Bittrex and Wobi and KuCoin and all those exchanges, I'm assuming, have something similar. Okay, so let's quickly jump into our charts. We're going to be looking at Bitcoin. Bitcoin's currently sitting 66.64, is doing quite well actually, and we are going to see. Now, the reason I found this very important at this time is because, as we can see, since the 8th of August, so we've got almost 20 days now, Bitcoin's been rather choppy. And the problem with Bitcoin being choppy is when we have these 9–10%, let's call them pullbacks of Bitcoin, then the market can be pretty severely affected, and it's very hard for us to sometimes find a good trade. Okay, so this is how it works. Now I'm going to use ARK today. The reason I'm going to use ARK today is because it's been a coin I've been following. I have not entered this trade, and I'm going to explain to you guys why, and hopefully that will make sense as to why we're going to not buy at this stage, but definitely keep an eye on this coin. So if we go back to approximately the beginning of August, I've drawn a line here. So this line, if you go, sorry, I forgot to mention, so for all the newbies out there, we're running on TradingView, and so tradingview.com. And what we've done is just over here, we have something called the horizontal ray, and that's what I'm going to use. And basically, I drew it here. Now, why did I draw it there? Now, when you draw what I call these are my resistance. The reason I draw them is because I want them to, I guess, reflect where the coin has maybe reached the point and then bounced off that line. Now I drew this line, I think it was about here, so that was a few days ago. Now, it's this. So we're currently running off the 4-hour chart, and we can see here. So we've reached this. I guess this one's currently 13,272. And you can just see this on the right hand side over here. Now here we bounced off that line that I've now created here on the 4th of August. Now, as you can see, that the actual candle closed down here, but however, the fact that it tried to get over that line is significant. Here on the 10th of August, it once again tried. Now, for those who follow the boss method, you'll also notice that we had a very close call here with a almost resistance, which is why when we're following the boss method, we don't buy until it actually crosses over. So as we can see, it once again bounced off that line, which is my resistance, and it's gone back down again. Obviously, we had this dip. I'm assuming this probably correlates with a Bitcoin correction or pullback, and then it started going back up again. Again, we can see here, according to the boss method, we have this nice crossover. Now, according to the boss method, when the white goes above the blue, you know what to do and you're ready to buy. Now, if you had followed that method, you would right now have made 20%, which is pretty good in this market. However, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find coins that are set up for a longer term. I'm trying not to make those quick trades, especially because if I look at the time frame in which this was done, it was only done over a couple of days. And a couple of days, I may not be able to look at the charts and I may buy and it will start going down. So the reason I set up my resistances is even though I, yes, have missed out on this 20% because I haven't bought into this coin, once this, so let's just say this token continues to go up, so it might do a bit of a correction, and then it actually goes up. Now, when will I actually buy? I will buy once a full candle, so the actual candle body is above that resistance. Obviously, at that point, we will have the 7 would have probably cleared the 231, which is a good thing. And the other thing we can see is we can actually see the 77 that's creating, a nice uptrend formation. So this coin has a lot of potential. But as you can see, I'm playing it, I guess, safe at the moment because I'm waiting for that resistance to be cleared. So how do I set up my buy order? So as we can see, it's actually touched that line a couple of times. So here it's at 13304 and here it's at 13476. So it's probably safe. I might just, if you use this little zoom in button over here, you can actually zoom into that. I just want to make sure I get, yep, 13418. So I think it would be pretty safe, or not safe. I mean, these are not 100% bulletproof, these resistances, but I guess it's once the momentum has increased, and I'm hoping at that point we'll have had volume increasing. MACD is currently downtrending, so hopefully that would have turned around. And the RSI right now has gone into overbought, so we're in a position where that could turn around. So this chart is definitely looking very good. So what we're going to do based on this explanation is we are going to set up a buy order for 13,500, which if I look at the line there, would probably be, what you can actually do is when you double click on those arrays, you can change this if you wanted to make it exact. There we go. So that would mean that when the candles cross this, it's actually going to buy that coin. Okay, we're going to jump into our Binance account. And we are going to look for our coin ARC. Okay. Now, as we can see, ARC is currently sitting at around 12390. Okay, so what you're going to do, so here we've got our chart. Here you can see the sell orders and the buy orders. However, where we're going to go is actually into this stop limit. Okay, now these stop limit is where we're going to set up our buy orders. Now, this sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. Okay, that's how it works. So if you click on a value on the left hand side, and it also works with the trade history, it will actually update these values. So we said we were going to set it up to 13,500. And at that point, you can decide how much you want to buy. Let's just say, so we're going to set this up just for the purpose of this video. So we're going to set up for 0.01. That's how much we're going to buy. So what does it say? Sorry. Okay, so it says when the price reaches 1350, and that's, I usually set the stop and the limit to the same thing. I want you to go and buy 74.01, which is worth 0.01 Bitcoin. Okay, so what I do is I press a buy. Make sure you're in the stop limit, because if you're not, it will be triggered as an immediate market buy. So it will happen as soon as it reaches that. And there we go. So as you can see down here, it says on the 26th of August at almost 11 p.m. we've set up a stop limit, which is a buy. And just remember that we're using the buy, which is this side, not the sell, which is what you would have used when we did our stop loss video. That was the stop losses, and these are our buy orders. And then we've got our 1350, which is what we said we were going to buy out. Excellent. So when this gets triggered, this will go ahead and buy me some ARC. Okay. Now, the other thing I wanted to show you guys is a scenario where it would have been where I would have actually bought. Now, this was another coin that I've been watching. Now, Nano has been doing extremely well. If I look at when it did the crossover back on the 17th, it's currently had 180%, and it's doing, like I said, extremely well. However, I had already made, I think it was 40% on this coin. But then I had set up, as you can see, I had set up a resistance. And I think I set up that resistance mostly based off that white line. And as we can see, it went all the way back here. Now, the reason I had set up this blue area was because I had been watching it. And as you can see, it went into this blue area, came all the way back down, did a bit of a spike, came all the way back down. I'm just going to get rid of that so I can show you guys. So the other way to set up your buy orders can just be a mental buy order. And that means you don't use the application to do it. However, you say, so this was my resistance. And as we can see, the first full candle happened on the 26th, which was this morning at 4 a.m. Of course, I was asleep. And then at 8 a.m., we got another one, which was a red one. Then we got one that went all the way down. So I think I actually jumped back into this one around here. So the idea of having these buy orders is, even though you can be using methods such as the BOSS method, some people use the RSI, some people use the MACD, you just have to make sure that, because the market is quite choppy, you may have instances where, as we saw here in two separate instances, this would have been a buy. Got that one there. And we have that one there. And even if I'm following the method to a T, I would have even said we have that one there. But as you can see, in all cases here, we would have made 5%, which, hey, might have been enough for some people. Here we would have made 10%. Here we would have made 6%. But as we can see down here, so like I said, I traded this, I don't know the exact values, but I know I made about 40%. So I think I bought just after it cleared the 231 and then held till here and then sold and then just jumped back in. So please remember the idea of having our buy orders are one, if you need to set up buy orders because you believe that once the coin gets to a certain value, crosses a certain resistance, or clears a certain indicator, like for those using the Ichimoku cloud, it's obviously you can see where the cloud is and you can see where it wants to cross. So when you're trying to use those kind of, I guess, signs in your charts, then setting up a buy order, whether it's using like we did in Binance where we actually set up a stop limit to buy, or a mental stop limit saying, okay, when it gets to this value because it's crossed here, then I can buy, then it's a really good to set up. You won't be missing out those orders because, these days there are so many coins we're keeping an eye on that we could potentially miss out on a trade because we forgot about another coin. Or, you could have a scenario where because Bitcoin is being quite choppy, you thought, oh, this is going to, get to the resistance, it will just bounce off it, go back down, where in reality it was actually coming through with a lot of volume and went straight through. So it's definitely a good tactic to use. Obviously, don't forget to set up your excuse me, don't forget to set up your stop losses as well, whether they be mental or in the application, but they definitely go hand in hand with our buy orders when we are deciding to buy or sell in crypto. Guys, thank you so much for watching today. As always, your support is amazing. It's great to see how much the Nanicrypto channel has grown. Please remember to follow us on Twitter. We've had some, this week has been amazing. We've had great successes this week with different coins. For those who have been watching us on Twitter, you will see we've made successful trades in Nano. There's a few of the other ones: Nano, WAN, Molten Coin, Aeon, Nano, Vet. I think we made earlier on. So keep an eye out for Twitter. We will be creating some new content over the next couple of weeks. I'm going to try and also focus on those people that are brand new to crypto and teach them about basically the ins and outs of on how to actually buy Bitcoin and where you need to store them. So definitely keep a lookout for those. But at the end of the day, guys, just having you support me is an absolute pleasure to be here and to be able to teach you so that I can empower you and that you can start making your own trades, hopefully successful trades, and it doesn't matter whether you make 5% or 50%. At the end of the day, if you start to make successful profits, then that's really what's going to matter. Just give me a second, guys. I'm just going to make sure. I was just in the middle of reviewing one of our charts and I just remembered that I don't think I actually added the chart. So if you guys give me 1 second here, I'm just going to try and see if I can find it for you. It's been a very long couple of weeks while I have been trying to get back on my feet. There's been a lot of people asking me about when we were going to come back to making a new video, and it's obviously been very hard to keep all you guys happy and make sure that you can all see what's going on. Anyway, guys, I think that's going to be it for today. Thank you so much to everyone for your support. And just remember, guys, you need to trade the market in front of you, not the one you want. And that's the idea of these charts, teach you how to use them, and so you guys can be successful too. Have a great evening, guys, and look forward for our new upcoming videos. Lots of content coming your way to empower you. Have a great evening, guys, and thank you for watching. Please remember to leave your likes, remember to subscribe, turn on post notifications, and talk to you soon. Bye.